Okay, this is possibly my favorite rookie, and the Detroit Lions coaches have been blown away by him, and that is Wingo, the defensive tackle out of LSU. A guy that is like, "Oh yeah, I like this," right? Very productive at LSU. I love when you get a good big guy from an SEC school. It's like they've been playing in big time games, big time competition, but he's undersized. And so it's like, man, okay, that's kind of why he fell all the way to the sixth round. But here's what coaches have been saying about him. He he's really advanced, and Lions coaches have been impressed with him. And here's what they had to say. I don't want to really compare him, make comparisons because we start thinking that this player should be like that player. The only thing that I'll say is that he's an explosive player that understands what his limits are, and he also understands what he can use to his advantages. Basically, another way of saying he's undersized, right? So he can't just go in there and maybe leverage wise do things that other defensive tackles can do. But because of his leverage, he can do things, right? Stay low, do things that he can get in and cause problems. So Wingo, the NFL did a or NFL.com basically looks at different players, and there's all sorts. There's articles galore out there. But basically, when we drafted him, they ranked him as a 6.19. Basically, that's a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. Well, okay, if that happens and we got that guy at round 6, pick 13, let's just say that happens alone, that's exactly what the Lions need this year. A really good backup that's got the potential to develop into a starter, because if you look at the Lions defensive tackles, Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader, that is as good as it gets right there defensive tackle wise. But we know it's the NFL. We know it's football. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be things. And it's got to be able to rotate in. Broderick Martin's still a question mark. Levi a question mark. So I was like, geez. But then there's Wingo right here. So if Wingo can get in and rotationally play, that would be huge for the Lions and their push into the playoffs, playoff run, those types of things that they're really talking about, because we've talked about it at length here. This roster is really loaded up, and it's going to be hard to imagine the Lions not making the playoffs, like all the things that's like, it's crazy, right? But in order to really get to that next level where they were last year, man, NFC Championship game, to get all the way there, it's going to take some depth that we just don't know where it's coming from. Defensive end, is it Josh Pascal? I mean, John Kaminsky, can he come back? I mean, he might even make the team this year. Like, he's fallen off that much, so it's like, who's going to make the impact that the Lions need? So, and by the way, that was defensive line coach Williams that was talking about Wingo. He's an explosive guy with extremely quick hands. He can rush the passer, and I believe he'll be good run defender for us. I'm excited where we got him and what he's been able to do so far. I'm super excited about that player. It's like, oh my goodness, this is huge, right? So they've been blown away by this guy, and he's my favorite draft pick, just because anytime you're drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, those are the types of steals that you need. That can you do it, right? It's really hard to find those guys, and I just don't know if he's the guy that can really be that depth piece that the Lions need, or if there's going to be other things, or it's like, yeah, I just don't know what that looks like, but it's going to be really interesting to see. Now, another guy that's been really fun to watch, or just be like, oh yeah, we have him as well, right, is DJ Reader. And so all Lions here on SI.com did a film review of DJ Reader. And let me know in the comments your thoughts on him. But basically, as I get down to it here, hold on. Reader often drew, this is about his pass rushing. Reader often drew double teams last season as opponents aimed to not allow him to be a threat in the pass rush. So he's a massive dude. You think of him eating up blocks, being a run blocker, or be a run stuffer, and impacting the run game, which is awesome. And if that's all he did, it'd be really great. But you can tell that he gets double teamed, and this is huge because now Aiden Hutchinson and anybody else that we have opposite of him that we're looking to really step up can have that opportunities to have the one-on-ones. The veteran defender can still operate at a high level despite facing the extra attention. Against against Los Angeles, he overcomes a double team to get Matthew Stafford in a hurry on this particular rep. So here, and by the way, before I show this, the Rams offensive line was elite last year. That was one of the reasons, and Matthew Stafford even said in a lot of the mic'd up stuff, like that is their secret sauce that just doesn't get, Stafford gets the attention, of course, Puka Nakua, but man, this just shows it right here, how he's able to get in and cause problems. So he's double teamed initially, but then gets right in the face of Stafford. Love that. Okay, here's another one. Readers right here, right over the center. Ooh, I mean, that's the stuff right there. And that's, again, it's completed. Two completions, but it's right in the face, right in the face. You keep doing that, causing pressure, problems. I mean, that is what's so huge and what I love to see from DJ Reader. Okay, one more here that I thought was really good. If it loads up. Yep. Reader right between the guard and the center here on this one as well. This is Lamar Jackson. He's and he gets him. Wow. Who knew he would get that speed demon would chase him down. So you see what I'm saying? It's just an opportunity for the defensive tackles and the Lions defense. It's something we missed last year. And we were still good against the run, like elite against the run. So now you add defensive tackles, you add secondary. It's like you just start looking around at this team, and it's really there's no holes. There is no holes. There's very few question marks, and that's what we've kind of done on this channel over this. Kind of we're in the slow season here. Is like looked at other teams. They've got every team has question marks, and they need somebody to step up. The whole thing, right? But other teams have way more question marks than the Lions. Coaching staff. What starts with Dan Campbell. Then the coaching staff is all back in place. Quarterback, running back, offense is good. Defense, cornerstone defensive end. You got the secondary now. Linebacker depth's there. I mean, there's just you start naming all the places, and it's like I can't find a glaring weakness. Like wide receiver 3 maybe would be better if we just had one extra guy. But it's like, what if Donovan Peoples-Jones is good, right? There's a question mark. Okay, fine. Take that all day. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. That'd be really helpful. And we will see all of you on the next one.